Howdy everybody, Slippery Slope here with the third video in the Visual Basic Tutorial series, and I gotta give you a pat on the back here because with this video, you are actually going to make a program. Nothing too fancy, but you gotta feel good about it because you could print it out and just put it on the fridge and show mom and dad and say, I did it. I made a program in a programming language. And it's going to be what we call a Hello World program. Traditionally, what a Hello World program does is it outputs the words Hello World onto your monitor, or some people call it computer screen. And we're going to do something just slightly more than that, given that we're using a system in which we're using forms and we want to give a little bit of interactivity for the user here. So by this point, you should know how to create a project. You go to New Project, or you could do it the other way. And we're going to call this one, make sure Windows Forms application is selected, by the way. Hello World. Hello World. Simple enough. Hit OK. And if you have an invalid project location, which I did because I was going to save it to my zip drive and I don't have my zip drive in, that's just freaking smart. Here we go. That's stuff. Let's talk about something for a second while I wait for this thing to plug in. Tom Brady. He's oh, how about that? We're good. It's in. Okay. I'm not a Patriots fan, so if you're a Patriots fan, I just spared you some talk in which I wasn't very nice about your quarterback. Wait for this sucker to load. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. There we go. And what we're going to do here is we're going to use 3 different common controls from the toolbox. Now, if you don't have toolbox open, you could go to View up here, and you could find toolbox or hit Control Alt and X. And we're going to need a button, and you can either double click, which I'll do, or you could drag it on over. We have our button. We're going to need a label, which we don't even really need the label, but we're going to do it just so that you can continue to get more familiar with labels. And we need a text box. Well, this is a bunch of crud on a form. How are we going to make something worthwhile out of all this? It just looks like a bunch of bleh. Well, Taz, bleh, all you need to do is we're going to move this button down here, and we're going to move this text box over here, and we're going to move this label over here. You want to make a Hello World program, right? And I just said we're going to interact, let the user interact a little bit. And the user is going to interact by doing an event that's called clicking on the button. And before we even get into that, let's change the text property of our label from label 1. And we're going to type in Hello World, add a colon. And again, you don't even need to have this label on your form, but we're doing this just so you get familiar with labels. And let's just change the name to Hello World Label. And we're not even going to use that name. It's just my way of telling you, if you scroll up here on the properties window and find that name in parentheses, you can change the name. That's cool. Are we going to put something in this text box right now? Actually, we're not. Are we going to have the user click something that says button 1 on it? No. We're going to do something that I believe we went over in the previous video. We're going to change the text to OK. And we're going to change the name to OK Button. Well, this looks like something. Not really sure yet, but it looks like something. But we're going to code right now in order to make our first program. The way you do that, this OK button right here, double click. And wait. And it loads up. Wow, we got 4 different lines of code. I mean, if you've never seen this stuff before, it might seem overwhelming, but it really isn't. This public class form 1, that just means we're working within form 1. A class is a technical term, and public is a technical term. Form 1, it could be anything. It could be called hot dogs. It could be called Super Barney RPG. It doesn't really matter. And end class just means that we're at the bottom of the form, and I need to make sure my color scheme's still good. So, yeah. To make a long story short, because I don't want to confuse you too much here, this OK button, that's the name of the button, the common control that we're using, and the click is the event. That means that when a user clicks on the OK button, the code that we're about to type up right here shows up. Now, don't worry too much about this, because I don't want to just throw a bunch of information at you right now, but type in MessageBox just like I did right here, and type in show, open parenthesis, end parenthesis, semicolon. Within these parentheses, double quotes, hello world, period if you want to, end double quote. What does that mean? Geez, I'm assuming that you've never coded before, so you're just like really dazzled and confused, and dazzled would be the positive thing. But this show is called a method, and inside here we have ourselves something that's being passed in and displayed onto our screen. There's a non-technical way of going about this. And I don't know why I put in a semicolon. I'm thinking of Java, which is another programming language. You actually don't do that in Visual Basic. So, once you're ready, you want to hit the stack of disks right up here. This is the Save All button. Hit it. And then we want to debug. What debug means is we're going to open the sucker up, and we're going to run it, and we're going to enter in either test data, or we're going to make an event happen here. We're going to see if our program works. So you can either, yes, I would love to keep my color scheme, and don't show this message again or else. Can press F5. You can press this green arrow. Let's press the green arrow. And what the hey? Our form showed up. Do we put something in here? Could put in pogs. Well, that was pretty pointless. No, we don't mean to put anything in there. What we want to do is we want to click this OK, because we just entered code that involved the event of clicking the OK button. And then hello world pops up onto the screen. In the next tutorial, I'm going to show you how to have that code enter in the text box. But for right now, just feel good about yourself. You made a hello world program, and if you don't see the second part, then you entered in a text box for absolutely no reason. All right, cool stuff. Thanks for watching. If you like this video, feel free to subscribe. Slippery Slip signing out. Peace.